Saliba. Alright geezers, how are we, and welcome back to the second video on my channel. The first one went down really well from what I can tell, so I really do appreciate your support. And now that I've got 14 subscribers, it's not gone to my head, but I do think I'm somewhat of an internet sensation, so I'll try and keep my inflated ego to a minimum where possible. But there's only one thing we're talking about today, and that is of course the North London derby. Arsenal's absolute battering of Tottenham Hotspur, where we didn't give them a sniff right from the off. We were energetic, we were constant. Thomas Partey kicking off the scoring with an absolute perler from long range. I think the expression goes, if at first you fail, try 57 times in a row before you do succeed. And then there we have it, right before my very eyes, he absolutely curled it into the top corner. A stunning strike, and nothing less than what Arsenal deserved from that part of the match. And the worry with Spurs though, of course, is that they can catch you on the counter. You know that the more you attack, the more dangerous they are, because that's the way that they do play. Harry Kane, put your mortgage on Harry Kane getting and scoring a penalty against Arsenal. That happens every single time. Penalty merchant coming through again. It's just frustrating because he's, arguably the best striker in the world, and you're constantly giving him a free kick from 12 yards. I mean, well, not a free kick, a free kick. He's shooting from 12 yards, that's what I'm trying to say. And it's really annoying because, he doesn't really miss too many penalties. The way that we played in the first half, we were definitely the better team. We were definitely the better team throughout the whole game, convincingly so. And I just knew that if we got into half-time, we should be looking good to really go on and steal that victory. The boys came up flying in the second half. Bukayo Saka had a shot saved before Gabriel Jesus piled it in after a pretty generous assist, to be fair to Hugo Lloris. I mean, fair play to him for helping us out there. I didn't know he was such a gooner, but Arsenal have a history of French players, and he's the captain, so nice one. Cheers, Hugo, agent. And it wasn't too long after that Emerson Royale decided he had enough and wanted to have an early bath, because he went in studs up into Gabriel Martinelli's Achilles, and don't think that's too close to where the ball was sat, but fair play to him. At the time I was surprised. I was sitting there thinking, oh, okay, it's a yellow card, but Anthony Taylor until that point had been giving every single 50-50 to Tottenham Hotspur. So I was pretty surprised, to be fair, then when the red card popped out. But on reflection, he's gone in nowhere near the ball, and Martinelli's Achilles, no attempt to play the ball. It's just really reckless. Arsenal's dominance continued to shine through. Thomas Partey driving with the ball into play with Gabriel Martinelli, and then Xhaka, who got it onto his left foot and finished. And it was one of these weird ones where wherever you're sat in the ground, and I've seen it from several pundits and others that were at the match as well, other fans, you just knew he was going to score. It was so strange. You just knew he was going to score because of the way it opened up on his left foot. I was at the other end of the ground, but I was just waiting for the net to bulge, and unfortunately for us it did. But I think that this is the sort of performance that's been coming for Arsenal against Spurs. I think that we've been really convincing in all the matches that we've had this season. None of the wins you'd think, oh, Arsenal got lucky there, because we've been the better team in every single game we've played, including at Old Trafford. Look, I need to pay special attention though to William Saliba. Not only is he the best young centre-back in the world, on form this season he's been the best centre-back, undeniably. You cannot name me a better centre-back in the Premier League this season. You simply cannot do it. He's been absolutely outstanding constantly. We knew that he was going to be good when he came in because of the reputation that he had and how much uproar there always was about him not playing enough, but he is so special. He has this aura about him that Van Dijk wishes he had. That's a joke, of course, don't worry, before you all try and cancel me in the comments. But you do not see strikers like Harry Kane get muted to such the extent that William Saliba did. He didn't get a sniff. He's exactly what you need in a centre-back. He's 6'4", he's 21, he's absolutely rapid, he reads the game well, he's good in the air. I mean, never in my life have I seen a player so destined for the top than William Saliba. I hope it's with Arsenal, but I just know he's destined for the top. It's like Mikel Arteta. I think they're comparable in the way that I think their careers are going to go. They're going to get to the top of the game one way or another. Arteta will win the serious trophies somewhere, and I know, of course, William Saliba will. He's got a massive World Cup coming around the corner. Hopefully we can sort out his contract before then, because he's a man destined for Real Madrid. He is so special. It's actually intangible because you see him and you can't actually put a word on it. He's next level, to be fair to the guy. The only issue with it now though is the fact that the argument about Arsenal, as I referred to in my last video, that we've not beaten any of the big boys, it continues because we still haven't, because Spurs are not the team that people seem to think they are. Counter-attacking football has no depth to it whatsoever. It's so short-termism. You cannot succeed for a long period of time counter-attacking. You cannot. It's not possible. Spurs will not win the league in any of the next few years if they continue to play counter-attacking football. Simple facts. They can get Champions League, cool, and maybe they can win some cups and stuff, because I think it can work in an individual game basis. But over the course of 38 games a season, Spurs would achieve absolutely nothing playing this counter-attacking football that they are continuing to do. I just want to show you Arsenal's dominance through this game via a heat map. Because if you look down here, Spurs always have this sort of shape, you know, whereby they're setting up defensively. This is where they think they can control the game, because if they can control the game here, they can spring counter-attacks, as you've seen in bursts around here with Son and Kane, and the way they interlink and switch up the play. But I was really disappointed with what I saw from Spurs. They just offered absolutely nothing going forward. And if you look at Arsenal's heat map in the red, we absolutely dominated them in the midfield, and that's of course down to primarily Thomas Partey and Granit Xhaka, who are absolutely world class. I don't really know what's going to happen with Spurs, because against teams typically that let them play, they struggle. On paper, them playing a team like Arsenal actually works out better for them, because they can then counter-attack Arsenal and then they'll get the advantage and it'll work out well. But Spurs just had absolutely nothing going for them. I think that's just credit to the system and the lineup that Arteta put out. He absolutely quashed them, and I think there was a risk of having Zinchenko in instead of Tierney, because Tierney's definitely better defensively, but Zinchenko is more natural at slipping into midfield, and I think that's where the game was won. It was won in the midfield. So Zinchenko slipping into midfield, White as well doing the same as inverted fullbacks, Xhaka and Partey. That four-man contingent absolutely dominated Spurs, who had Bentancur and Højbjerg. They looked amateurish, they looked so off the pace, and the way we nullified them was really impressive, and something that no other team has done so far this season. There we go, second video in the bag. Come on, I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you haven't, you're probably a Spurs fan, sorry guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. I hope you have a cracking day, and see you next time.